My name is Whitley, and I've been invited here today to share with you guys about, your ideas, passion, and really what I want to share about is the importance of knowing your why, and I'm going to get into that a little bit more. But anyways, again, my name is Whitley, and I'm an entrepreneur here in St. John. I've been an entrepreneur for the last, say, 4 years, about 4 years. It's been a very interesting ride, I will say that, but it's very rewarding, even though it's got its challenges, but it's very rewarding in the sense of you get to do what you love to do and be of service to others, and then also still make an earning at doing what you love. So aside from that, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a mother of 2, and I also do a show called Get Inspired, where I share stories of real people who've overcome challenges in their life, just to help, inspire other people in the world, because we need a little bit of inspiration every now and then. Okay, so just a quick thing to put it out there, guys. I'm very much a conversational person, so when I go into crowds or if I do live videos and stuff when I speak with people, I very much invite people to have a conversation. So at any point while I'm talking, if you guys have a question or you want to share something, please feel free to just jump in, okay? It's a very non-judgmental, safe, and positive space, okay? So first question for all of you guys. Who knows what they absolutely want to do for the next 30 years of their life? Dang. Oh, my goodness. Okay, how about you, Simon?
No way.
No way. Yeah, hands were up.
All right. I'm okay, I need to learn some pointers from you guys. Okay, so whoever raised their hand, who raised their hand? Put your hand back. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's start with you. Cameron? Cybersecurity? Interior design?
I want to be in the military.
Military?
I want to hit the music industry.
Love it. And who was the other one? Shane?
I'm going to do firefighting.
Okay. So your guys' backgrounds, I feel like you match what you guys were sharing prior to the introductions, but a few of you guys are just totally different from what you actually want to do for your business idea. So I'm interested, by the end of this conversation, I hope to leave you guys with a little bit of a different perspective, I guess, as to how you can take what you're good at, what you're passionate about, and what really, really drives you, or we'll say your why, to do what you want to do in life. So without further ado, I guess I wanted to really share about my own personal why. So right now, I run a marketing business, so I do social media marketing for small businesses. I've also built up a women's network here in the city, and I grew that to be about 1,000, almost about 1,000 women here in the city. And I kid you not, guys, in the beginning, I remember when I first started growing this network, where it would literally only be me and one other person in a coffee shop when I started doing these weekly meetups. And then I just persevered and grew it to that. And then I also grew a party planning business called Party Makers, where we did fun themed birthday parties for kids. And that was very successful. And then I've just kind of evolved as I've grown and dove into things that really excited me or what I was passionate about, and just pursued it, and I've grown along the way. However, life wasn't always like that for me. So this is where I want to dive into a little bit about my story, which I debated sharing, but I think it's important because it really centers on my why and how I've been able to create these things that I've created in my life. So back about, oh my goodness, back about a while ago, when I was around your age, guys. You guys are probably, 16, 17, 11, and 12? Okay, so back around when I was around your guys' age, I grew up in a low-income neighborhood. So I grew up over in the North End, if you guys know where the North End is, down by Metcalf and Main Street. I don't know if you all know that. Anyways, just saying. So I grew up over there. And so, my family, my mother was a single mom of 4 kids, very loving mother, great house, home. However, my environment, though, did not necessarily match the way that my home life was. So I grew up around a lot of, there was a lot of break-ins, there were a lot of drugs, different things like that in my neighborhood. And so as I kind of got older and, I went off the path and I rebelled a bit and I made some really crappy choices in my early years, I actually found myself a high school dropout. I dropped out of high school around the age of 16. And I ended up pregnant at the age of 16 as well. And I was in a very abusive relationship with a man who was 13 years older than me at that time. So life for me at that time was basically a whirlwind. I literally hit my rock bottom and I wasn't even an adult at the time. So at that point in time where I basically had a reality check and I was about to bring in a little human being into this world, and I was still a kid myself, kind of, that was really the turning point for me, guys. I was 16 and that was the turning point on, you can either continue the cycle that you've grown up in, or you have the choice to change that and make a better life for yourself and this little human that you're about to bring into the world. And so that is where my why began. That is where I started to care about something that was more important than myself. And so I remember being pregnant and going to high school, attending high school right up until the point that I had my baby, my daughter. And I just remember after having my daughter, I took some time off of school, but I still had another half a year to finish. So I went back to St. John High, where Miss Lovely Wood over here was, a big cheerleader and supporter, and I'm so grateful for you. And that honestly was my burning why, was to make a better life than for myself and my daughter at that point. So I knew, because I'm very much like, I don't want anybody to tell me what I have to do. I was like, I want to run my own business. I want to be my own boss. So I remember saying to myself, okay, you love doing events. You love, you like making, memorable parties and things like that. So I decided to take business at NBCC because I wanted to run my own business. So that's what I did. I went through college and I raised my daughter as a single parent while I continued through community college. And I just remembered that why of, creating that better life for my daughter and myself evolved into something greater, which was to be my own boss and to live life on my own terms and to, be successful and prove everybody wrong who said that I would amount to nothing. And so that why evolved into a passion for event planning. And so I went through business school, and then, I had a marketing job and went through a couple of things. And eventually I started my own event planning business, which was Party Makers. And that was very successful. And during that time, I remember everything that I had gone through, guys, leading up until that point of starting that first business. I just remember thinking to myself, there are so many women out there. Like, how many other women, how many other people are out there who have felt the way that I felt back when I hit my rock bottom? Back when I felt like everything was hopeless and, life was over, and there was just felt like life was so heavy and so hard. And I just remember thinking to myself, there's got to be other people out there that feel the way that I felt before. And I just had this inner burning desire to reach out and help them and believe in them and show them that they could do something, that they could pursue a passion, that there's more to life than what they're currently experiencing. And so that's what basically drove me to create the Women's Network, which was just me, and literally, I'm not even joking, guys, me and my mom sometimes meeting up in these coffee meetups. But because I was so passionate about it, and because my why was to help other people see their potential, that's what kept me going. That's what made me get up early in the morning to work on what it was I had to work on. That's what drove me to continue those meetups, even though it was just me and one other person. But I kid you not, after a while, we totally overcrowded the venue. We had to go to a different venue because it just got so big that there were so many women coming out to these. But again, I don't think that I would have been able to do any of that had I not known what my why was. Had I not had something to drive me to wake up every day, to put in the work, to get up every day, to make those phone calls, or to take action when sometimes I just felt like, sitting on the couch and watching Netflix and not doing anything at all. So that is why I really, really wanted to emphasize the importance of knowing what your why is. Because if you know what your why is, you're going to be 100 times more successful at doing whatever it is that you choose to do. So if it's your idea that you're looking to pursue right now, or if it's a career that you're looking at pursuing in your life later on down the road, whatever it is, it's always going to come back down to your why. And if you can partner the two, you'll be good. You'll be happy, you'll be fulfilled, you'll be successful, you'll be good. So with that, again, my trusty little notes, I gotta make sure that I stay on track. I'm a bit of a squirrel brain, so squirrel over the place. So today, what I want to do is I'm going to do a couple of exercises with you guys to kind of walk you through some questions that's going to really be able to help you outline what your why is, what your passion is, and how you can take the two, partner it with your idea so that you can use your own creative talents and your own skills to really create something, okay? Because entrepreneurship is like this. There's good days, there's bad days. But if you really want to be successful in entrepreneurship or whatever it is that you do, know your why, because it will help you get through those bad days all the time. All right, so with that, do you guys have any questions at all until this point? No? How about you, Simon? Any questions?
No, not right now.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Whitley, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Your party makers, what was your target demographic, your target age for parties?
In terms of the kids, so the most popular ages range from 6 to 9. But 6 to 9. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So what, Michelle?
Hey, Michelle.
What did you love about the event planning? What was it that got you inspired? What was it that made you get up every day and do that?
Yeah.
Things were heavy.
That's a good question. So I remember being a small child, and I would always put on these little parties and stuff. I'd always bug my mom, be like, "Mom, it's almost Christmas. Can I throw a Christmas party or birthday?" Anyways, always loved throwing these little parties, and I would theme them. I would make little party themes, and so that really is what that's what I was passionate about the most, was creating memorable memories for people. And so for me, getting up every day and doing those parties, I think it was the creativity and the fun and the feeling that I felt after I completed a party for a group of kids, or the parents that came in stressed and being like, I don't know what to do. And I would just go in there and I would just say, it's okay, I've got this. You just sit back and relax, and the kids would have a ball, and the parents had no stress. So I feel like it was the satisfaction at the end of the day of everybody just having a really, really good time. And it was just making people feel good. That's really what motivated me. That was my why. And again, it even though my why evolved, at the end of the day, it just comes down to making people feel good, helping others feel happy. So, okay, so do you guys have paper, pens?
Yep.
Anybody who needs a minute, just let me know.
Anybody need a pen?
Everyone has paper?
Oh, Reese, I think this is my water. Stole my water away.
Yeah.
From Tuesday?
No,
Oh,
just
you
now.
bought it? Oh, just now, okay.
I was like, well, you're
From
amazing.
Tuesday, I'm like, oh, stale.
That too.
Okay, so I'm about to ask you guys some questions that's going to get you thinking, okay? I know I asked the last group on Tuesday morning, and there's some deeper questions. However, it will get you thinking, and it's going to give you clarity. So if you're stuck on your idea, if you already have your idea, which a lot of you guys already do, I think that this will bring a lot more clarity to you guys in terms of growing it so that you can tie your passion in your own skill sets and your strengths to it as well. All right, so the first thing I want you guys to answer is, I want you to write down 3 of your core values. And if you're not sure what a core value is, a core value is a value that basically drives your behavior. So you act according to whatever it is that you deeply believe. I don't know if you had, mine are still up there. So my core values, like the things that I really value, would be my family, helping others, and then the last one was my spirituality.
What kind of spirituality?
So basically like my faith in God, source, universe, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Something bigger than you.
Something bigger than myself.
I agree with that too. I'm on that kind of level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could it be someone you look up to like move you forward?
Yeah, so is it like a person that you want to put down as like your core value? So what is it about the person what is it about them that makes you look up to them?
It's just their words of wisdom
Okay.
and how they just show others that you can be successful and you can go up to that level that they work from. They work from the bottom and they can work it up to the top.
Okay, so maybe you could put like inspiration. Inspiration, that could be something that would be like a core value. Okay. I'm looking to you. I'm like, is that right? Got the head nod. I'm like, all right, we're good. What's that?
Could music be one?
Music?
Like, what is it about music?
Yeah.
Like, how does it make you feel?
Well, like, if I'm having like a bad day, I'll just put my headphones in, like go for a walk, and it just makes me forget about everything.
So,
I put down music.
So like to maybe like uplift it? Is that something that would describe?
Is
So-
music a form of meditation?
That's what
Yeah,
I was thinking of that
yeah.
word too, like,
Yeah.
like the state of mind that you're trying to get to.
It's like soothing, yeah. It's soothing.
Right.
I was thinking, just to go back to Savannah for a second, like what you're talking of, is the person a family member or a friend?
No, it's Tupac.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so inspiration.
Yeah.
And, because I was going to say mentorship or wisdom or family, but actually, yeah, inspiration is perfect. You're drawing inspiration from something that you've identified.
I feel like that's kind of what music would, that's kind of how you're feeling about music too, maybe.
Except AJ said
Or calmness.
the
Mm-hmm.
purpose of the music isn't to help you achieve and set goals and all that. It's more to, how would you describe the feeling that you try to get to with your music?
Probably like happiness, but it also like helps me focus too. Like if I'm like reading a book or doing a project, I listen to music. Like when I'm getting ready in the morning, I listen to music.
That's almost more of a tool you're using though, for yourself, like rather than something that's coming from you outwards. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like core values are things that you believe in. Like in your core, this is what you stand for, are these core values.
So when it says family, it's not about the actual individuals, it's about the feeling of
Yeah.
having somebody close.
Yeah, like your family's really important to you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you value their relationships over a whole lot of other things. Like they're really important to you, but not the individuals.
And
It's like
Brandon,
the family.
your value of music is different than AJ's, right?
Yeah.
For you, it's not about focus and relaxation and happiness, although those might be some things you get from
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
But it's your outlet. It's
Yeah,
your
it's your
creativity.
reason for
Yeah.
being.
Expression.
Yeah.
Right?
It's my
How you
reason for
express
living.
yourself.
Yeah.
So that's you're getting closer to core values.
Yeah.
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 It's like I'm existing and music helps me exist kind of thing.
Mhm.
And resist hate.
Yeah.
Exist with positivity.
Well, that would be a core value.
Yeah. having
Positivity.
Positivity.
Being positive. Yeah.
That's another thing too that I like with the whole importance of knowing your why. So this is a tool that I use with everything. So if there's something that I'm trying to get to the surface, to get to the root, I'll always ask myself why. Why is that? Until I get to that root. Because most of the things that we take in on a daily basis, guys, most of the questions that we get asked are just surface level things. Like AJ, you were saying, music is a core value, but there's something about music below music that really connects with you. There's something about that really connects with you at a core level, right? So it's asking those why questions to getting to that core, because when you get to the core of that, when you get to the root of that, guys, things will start to become more clear for you. So hold on. I'm going to walk you through this. We'll do this together. Okay? So do you guys have your list of 3? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, perfect. So the next one that I want you guys to answer is, what do you stand for? What's something that you absolutely stand for? Something that you really, really believe in. So maybe you stand for advocacy toward certain rights. Maybe you stand for animals not being abused, or non-bullying. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, totally. So think about that too. What's something that really is on your heart or on your mind that you really stand for?
So, divine purity. That will be something that you feel strongly about understanding. Yeah, absolutely.
How many? Just one? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next part of this, I want you guys to fill in the blank for this sentence. So, I believe a world where blank. What do you believe about the world? How do you believe the world should be? In a perfect world, what would it be? What?
Can you repeat that sentence, please?
I believe a world where blank. I think on here, I believe in a world, right. So the other morning I said, I believe in a world where there is no judgment. So basically, I believe the world would be a better place if there was no judgment amongst us.
Still working? Oh, good.
Still going.
Long history of those things. The battery shutting off.
Oh gosh.
It mysteriously stopping. It's just cursed. So we got 26 good minutes at least.
Good stuff. All right, guys. So the next one would be, I believe people should blank. I believe people should blank. And so my example where I believe people should be themselves. I'm very, very big on people being their authentic selves, which can be hard in a world where there's so much judgment and society and social media, having to keep up to a certain way and look. I remember there was a time in my life where I had like no confidence, no self-esteem, getting up in front of a room in front of people. Absolutely not. It would not happen. So it's taken me quite a while to be able to be comfortable in my own skin, that's for sure. Okay, so let me know when you guys are all done. Does anybody need an extra minute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Couple more minutes.
Take your time. How about you, Simon? How are you making out?
Okay.
Okay. I know, I'm getting you guys to think real deep right now.
We were talking with when Whitley was in our morning class, and like, when do you guys ever get asked questions like this? Very often? No. Right? So you really, you don't, thinking about you think about these things all the time, but you just don't ever articulate them, right? You just don't ever write them down, or, but this is, it's a skill to think like this, right? And to really get to know yourself, right? I'm 45 years old, and sometimes I have problems answering these questions, right? Yeah. So, this is not something that typically you get asked in school, right? I think you should be asked these questions more. Yeah. But that's why you're like, oh, what? Because you're not used to thinking in this way, right?
It's crazy because, a lot of us, we go through life almost on autopilot. Like, we're told, we're told, right? And we don't ever have that opportunity to just sit down and actually get to know ourselves. Like, who are we really? What do we really want, right? So, anyways, I think it's a good exercise. It might take you guys, you might go home today and be like, I gotta think a little bit more on this. You might be thinking on it for the rest of the week, but I promise though, once you guys do give it a little bit of time, and the more you sit with it, you can use this and apply it to anywhere in your life, honestly. So, okay, so how's everybody doing? Good. Okay. So now we're going to share. You're like, oh, Whitley, no. You're like, excuse me, can I go to the washroom? So, Dawson, can you share one of your core values that you wrote down?
To improve the quality of life for others.
Ooh, I like it. Nice. Do you want to share your other two?
To inspire others and family.
Love it. Awesome. Okay. All right, Michelin.
Mine was family, supporting others, and self-belief, because you have to believe in yourself.
Totally. Like it. And Cameron.
Family, helping others, making a difference, and self-confidence.
Okay. Awesome.
We're talking about the core values?
Yeah.
Okay. I put inspiration, my mom, and journaling.
Nice. All right, AJ.
I put family, friends, loyalty, and self-confidence.
Nice. Okay, Brandon.
I put family, music, spirituality, and positivity.
Good.
I put family, loyalty, and consideration.
Nice.
I put family, determination, and self-confidence.
Very good. All right, Kat.
I put family, fun, and do whatever you want as long as it doesn't hurt anyone.
I like it. And Simon?
I put do the right thing, do right by somebody, balance, sort of. I guess balance is a good word. Let other people enjoy themselves and get other people be happy and be happy yourself. And then I didn't have a third that I felt was equal to the other two.
It's still good. It's good. I love it. You guys have some really, really good core values. Have you guys ever stopped to think about these things before? Ever?
Yeah.
Some of you guys, yes. And okay. How about you, Simon?
In the past, yeah, but not really articulate them.
Right. That's the hard part too, is being able to articulate it, because sometimes we have these things that, feelings, we have these feelings or emotions, and sometimes to be able to translate that into words is hard, right? But I think you guys have some really good core values. A lot of it really seems like it all comes back to really just being a good human being, being that person to shed that positivity and that light in the world.
An old lady when she walks in the door.
What's that?
Just being the kind person who holds the door for an old lady when she walks in.
Right. Yeah. I think it's honestly it's our natural selves want to do good in the world. Like naturally, we just want to promote and spread that positivity. So really good, guys. That was awesome. So the next thing I want you guys to share is, what do you stand for? I want to start with you, Simon.
Equal chance, and you should get out the amount of work you put in, or so somebody just equal chance.
Okay. I like it. All right, Dawson.
What was this question? I didn't write the question down. I just have one thing.
Yeah, no
What
problem.
was it again?
What do you stand for?
I don't know. It's kind of hard. I kind of like to inspire people, but I also want to leave an impact on them, like a positive impact. So hopefully that they can change how they do some things.
So if you could, what's one thing that comes to mind where you could leave an impact? Like how you could? Would it be to inspire people to live a healthier lifestyle in terms of how they eat?
I
Would
always
it be
tell my friends, "Oh yeah, you shouldn't be eating that," or "Oh yeah, well that's too much sugar in that, too much trans fat in that."
okay?
And
So
I'm always trying to tell the boys how to eat better, but and drink water. But I don't know. I don't know. I just want to inspire people.
inspire people.
Yeah.
So would you say to inspire people to just live a better life overall, just live as their best self?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. That's good. See, there's a little bit of clarity on what you were just trying to articulate, right?
Thanks.
Yeah.
My mom always says, live your best life.
Love it. Yeah, I like it. Life's too short. Gotta. Yeah. All right, Michelin.
I really stand for justice for victims of sexual assault and abuse,
Mm-hmm.
and I really want to help them and support them any way I can.
I love that. You have a passion for that too. You can tell. That's good. Cameron?
I stand for equality between races and different genders.
Perfect.
And also defending the people who can't defend themselves.
Like it. Good. All right.
Me to end racism.
Nice.
I'd say discrimination towards gay rights.
That's good.
I believe in doing the right thing, greater good, speaking your mind, health, helping/inspiring others.
Good stuff.
I stand for equality.
Equality?
Yeah.
Good stuff, Devin. All right,
That world hunger and trying to find a cure for cancer.
I like it. And Kat.
I stand for all the best parts of life, basically all the parts that people work towards and all the things that people think of when they think of what they want.
Can you share one of those things that you think people...
A sunset?
Okay. Yeah.
Living in a mansion?
Yep.
It could be anything you want, really.
Sweet. Okay. Good stuff. I like it. You guys have really, really good answers. And what surprised me is that we have so many young smart and driven individuals who really truly stand for something that can make a difference in the world. And honestly, like, for the whole reason why I do what I do, and I inspire, and that's what I do, Dawson. I like to inspire people. But more importantly, I like to inspire people to go after their passions and to really find their purpose in this world. Because life is just too short to be living it on autopilot and doing what you think you should be doing what people think you should be doing, as opposed to doing what you know you should be doing. So just hold on to all of those ideas that came to you in terms of what you stand for and your core values. Keep that there, honestly, because you guys got something. So the next part was, I believe, a world where blank. So we're going to go through that. So we'll start with you, Kat. We'll go around over.
I believe in a world where people don't judge each other and genuinely just care about each other.
I like it. It's a good world to be in.
I believe in a world where everyone is equal.
Nice.
I believe in a world where social status is not influenced by race.
Love it.
I believe in a world of love.
It's good. It's good. You guys are awesome. I love it. You guys are going to go out and change the world.
I believe in a world where there's no theft, discrimination, or judgment.
Love it.
Like Shane, everyone's equal.
Yeah.
I believe in a world where there is no racism or discrimination, and everyone has like an equal chance to make it big.
Mm-hmm. Like it. All right.
I believe in a world without abuse or sexual assault.
All right, Dawson, you're up.
I believe in a world where everyone has equal opportunity, but I also believe in a world where your social, like your life on like Instagram or Facebook, that doesn't define you as a person.
Yes.
Because some people have a million followers on Instagram, but they're really not that good of a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that shouldn't define you, right?
It's
Like,
good.
You know what I
You're
mean?
right.
Because there could be somebody with 100 followers that's way nicer than this 1 million follower person.
So true.
So I don't like that.
So true.
There's a new law. It's not super new. It's the last couple of years called the right to be forgotten. You heard about that?
No, what is
It
this?
started in Germany, and there was a person who had reinvented their career, and then someone dredged up old social media stuff that it wasn't like scandalous or awful or anything. It was just like when they were younger, they had had a totally different job or whatever, and it just kind of tainted their image. Not it tainted their image.
Right.
So in Europe, I think it's every 5 years, all the social media companies are required to delete their databases, and update them with whatever's on there now.
Wow.
So we don't have that at all in Canada. People can dig up everything, and you probably could if you worked really hard. You could probably still find it somewhere in the world to find it.
Right.
Yeah, but only if you were really highly skilled could you do that in Europe, because you should have the right to reinvent yourself and to learn from your mistakes and move forward.
So true. So true. That's crazy, though. I didn't think that would even be possible, that they would make that a law. That's good. Now we're just going to roll it over to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
They did a law in Canada too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way it is now, basically all the choices you make from the moment you're born,
Yeah.
you're
Because,
stuck
like,
with them.
Right.
I believe like everyone is capable of change. It's just a matter if you want to change. And people say a leopard never changes its spots. It's true for a lot of people, but some people are that rare breed of capable people who can change.
Mm-hmm. You're so right, Brandon. So true. There's a lot of truth to that, for sure. Anybody can change at any point in their life. They just need to have a strong enough reason to want to change, because change is not easy. It takes practice, repetition, it takes consistency. But yeah, you're right. Change can happen. What about you, Simon? What did you come up with?
I said I believe in a world where everybody takes pride in everything they do.
Love it.
They have like a reason they do it.
I like it. Which is why I'm here with you guys today, because I want to help you find that reason. All right, so the last one that I want you guys to share is I believe people should blank. Which one was mine? I believe people should be able to be their true selves. So, I was like standing there as if you guys were like writing things down. It was being awkward. Kat, you want to start?
I couldn't think of anything. I'm still working on it.
Okay, no worries. No worries. You think about it, I'll come back to you. Okay.
I believe people should not judge a book by its cover.
I believe people should be able to come out of a mental illness, especially like men get the stigma that's around.
Yep.
I believe people who are real don't try to pretend to be something they're not. There's a lot of fake people right now, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe people should not have to hide who they are on the inside and outside. Like your weight, like acne, height, personality.
Yep.
I feel like, how do I explain this? Like, you don't have to upgame yourself because you see somebody else and they're like the popular one and you feel like you're not popular enough to hang with them.
Yeah.
Just like, should respect others and just be yourself.
Yeah.
I believe people should be more accepting of different ideas and to change, and also not be so quick to judge other people.
I believe people should be kind to one another.
And I believe people should care for others even if you don't know them. And I also believe that people should be able to do whatever they want with their lives.
I like it. All right. And Simon?
I believe people should think to the future and of the consequences of their actions.
I like it. You guys are really deep and like I'm really blown away by your answers. I'm like, I just want to come in and mentor you guys and like you guys are awesome. Like honestly, you guys have some really, really good answers, and it just makes me like think like if you guys continue to pursue and your be yourself and do what you want in this world and not listen to like everybody else who's telling you the opposite, you guys are gonna make a really big difference in the world. It just like, anyways, okay.
I just want to say too, I really appreciate your honesty, guys.
Yeah. How often you guys have conversations like this with other people?
Not really.
No, hey? Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah?
A lot.
With who? Do you mind me asking? Your mom. Nice. I like that. That's awesome.
Her and I are really close, and we just talk about everything.
That's amazing.
Yeah, same. I know.
Yeah?
Mom was boring.
Yes. Come for moms. Yeah, Cameron?
I have a lot of talks like this with my parents and friends.
That's amazing.
Especially with friends that are like feeling down or whatever. You
Yeah.
just gotta lift them up and be there for them.
And those fake people that are like there when you're having a good time and they just kind of disappear like during your bad times.
Sometimes that happens. Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing, honestly. Okay, so I know you guys did these guys already do the exercise where they went through some of things that they may be passionate about and their strengths and whatnot?
Yeah.
Okay, so the other day I asked everybody to share like a strength of theirs, like at least one strength of theirs. Are you guys able to answer that question? I'm sure you can. You can. I like it. Own it, girl. I can, she says. What? Share one. I love it. Love it. That's a good one.
You can, like, you're able to come back from hard things. You can bounce back. Like, when something difficult has happened, you're able to be happy and good again. Like, you're able to just bounce back.
Yeah. Yep.
If I hit you, you could forget
So
about
you're getting punched.
I like it. All right, Simon, what's one strength about yourself that you can share with us?
I'm very strong in the academic side of things, like mathematics and such, sciences.
Good.
That's the type of strength you're thinking, or like more, what type of strength?
That's a strength. So when you say academic smarts, absolutely. So book smart. That doesn't always come easy to everybody, right? I know it didn't come easy to me. But so yeah, that's definitely a strength.
Yeah.
That's good. How about you, Dawson?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, we got.
This is a really hard.
There's yes.
I'm thinking about it right now, and I don't know anything.
I was saying the other day I had students in the States, and they were super like, oh, I'm the best at everything. You know? But in Canada, we do the opposite, right? We always downplay our strengths. We always we're very humble and you know, pass it off when people give us compliments. So this is one of the hardest things to answer. But a good tip is to think of what your best friends would say about you, or your mom would say as a strength of yours, and just trust them if you can't think of one.
I know I have a lot of strengths, but it's because I've always had to rely on them. So I've just learned what they are through experience.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. It's good. Okay, so let's take Reese's. Did I refer to you guys as your guys' first name? So Mr. Van B. Okay, sorry. I know you introduced me as Miss Terry. I was like, but think about what your best friend or your mom or your dad would say. Think about in terms of that. All right, Shane.
I think my strength is problem solving.
Problem solving. That's a good one. I like it. Okay. Yeah.
My strength is definitely like lyrics and poetry and stuff.
Okay. So writing definitely a strength for you.
Down from my grandmother.
Cool.
My grandmother used to write in her journals and stuff. So I feel like it passed down from her and then passed on to my dad. Because my dad's really good at punchlines and words and stuff. He would just come up with these sayings. I'm just like, where did these sayings come from? I was like, oh, passed down to me.
I like it.
And then passed down to me, and now I'm a rapper.
Good for you. I like it. AJ.
I'd probably say like owning up to something that I did wrong, whether it be like, I don't know, maybe honesty. Like if I did something and like I completely like messed up, I'd own up to it and like see what I did wrong, whether it's like a math question or like a real life problem.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah.
I'd say independent.
Nice.
And like Micheline, how we bounce back from things, and like, you know, I had a lot of challenges in my life, so I just had to bounce back from that and not rely on anyone and just build myself up. And like, sadly, I had to be introduced to the real world too young. But it's just from that I've learned.
Yes.
And I've seen everybody's true colors, and I just, you know, keep it to myself and just work on myself.
It's funny how our experiences and the things that we go through in life really teach us the bigger lessons, right, that we carry throughout the rest of our life. Yeah.
I have something to add what they were saying too. Like same with me. Like I've kind of like had a rough life. Like I had my good times, I had my bad times. But then there's times, trouble times. But you learn from your mistakes, and you learn that I learned at an early age a good perspective on right and wrong, and what's good and what's bad, and where I want to go with that, and where I want to do good. And that kind of helped me grow and mature kind of early at an early age, and have an open mind and open perspective on how life really works.
That's so good. So good. You're right. And you're young to like have that awareness and that knowing as well. So, and a lot of you guys already seem like that, which is like blows my mind. But anyways, it's really, really good. Did you think of one there, Dawson? We're gonna draw one out. What's that?
That's a good strength.
What is it?
Risk taker.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
To ask a friend, so we haven't known each other a long time, but I know Dawson. If he gets told he can't do something, he's going to do it even better.
Nice.
So I don't know if that's like Micheline, like resilient, or he likes a challenge, or like he raises his
if somebody doesn't believe.
You seem like a visionary. Like you have an ability to be able to cast a vision for something and make it happen. So maybe leadership is in there too. You might have a little bit of leadership in there. What about you, Cameron?
I definitely think I'm like pretty good at listening.
Yeah?
And I'm very persistent. Like if somebody tells me no, I just keep going.
Awesome.
And I'm pretty good with computers and technology.
Pretty good.
Very good.
Pretty good.
He's our resident hacker.
Oh.
In a good way. He's a white hat hacker.
That's awesome. Are you part of the class?
No.
Oh.
I was
Nice,
from last
He
year's
was
class.
last
Oh, okay. Nice. That's nice. So who didn't go? Devin.
I feel like I'm very observant and I like to philosophize a lot.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah.
I like that. Kat.
I feel like I'm really kind. Like I really care about people, and I really try to help them if I can, even if I don't like them.
You have compassion. You're compassionate.
You're also really creative.
Thank you.
I like it. And you went up first, didn't you, Simon? Anybody else that didn't go? Shane, did you go?
Yeah, I did.
You did go.
What did I
Okay.
say that? I forget.
Yeah, me too.
Problem solver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. Really good strengths, and you guys like drew them out like it was nothing. I love it.
He likes to say random words.
Yeah, he says the most random things sometimes.
Do you like make
You
up
guys
your?
haven't even heard Rand. You should be
I have.
comedian.
There's way side of this and it's way worse.
Okay, so you guys pitched. You guys basically pitched your ideas. The ones who had ideas, you pitched them in the beginning. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to ask you why you want to do the idea that you had. And anyone who didn't have an idea, I want you to. Well, I'll get to you. So, Simon, you didn't have an idea.
No.
You didn't have an idea. Is anything? Is there anything that's kind of cooking up for you in the back of your mind after answering some of these questions? And
Well, the fact that there's a lot of stuff that there was a lot of ideas I sort of had beforehand, but now like there's some that I can see that are now, they sort of correlate with what I put down for my answers more than other ones.
Gotcha. So one thing I want to share with you guys is, sometimes we have these ideas and we think they're a good idea because of maybe what other people have said to us in the past, maybe based on beliefs that we have from the past. And it could have just been things that people said like, oh, this is a really good career path. This is a really good thing to get into, or this is something that could be easy for you to pursue. Sometimes those things cloud our own judgments of what we feel is best for us. So again, coming back to the importance of knowing what your why is and understanding those deeper questions that you ask yourself, getting to know yourself at a core, allows you to be able to make those decisions and allows you to be able to generate those ideas of what you really want out of life, what you really want to pursue, what you really want to create, whether it's a business, a career, whatever it is. So again, keeping these answers in mind, guys, when choosing your career path, choosing the idea that you're going to embark on. Maybe the idea that you just pitched to me in the beginning is going to evolve into something else. Maybe you're going to pivot and try something different. I don't know. Only you guys know. But this stuff that you guys just did is definitely going to give you a lot of clarity on moving forward. So, Dawson, let's hear why you wanted to do what you wanted to do.
So the beginning reason why I wanted to do it's like a little message receiver beacon thing.
Yeah.
But I wanted to improve people's day. So like if you're just walking down the street and you're having a rough day and you got your headphones in, you're listening to your music, and then something pops up on your phone, hey, have an amazing day, you're awesome, blah, blah, blah. Like that, I feel like that moment would be a happy moment for that person. It's just a random thing, but it improved their day a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So the goal for that is to make people's days better.
Yep.
But you can also use that technology for like businesses
I love it. I love, because you didn't mention that in the beginning. You pitched that from a business sense in the beginning, but because you pitched that a little different to me the second time, and I really like it because you stand for something. And from watching businesses and seeing businesses in this day and age, in this era, most businesses are operating from a place of standing for something. People are willing to buy from people who stand for something, right?
Yeah, they don't buy the business, they buy the entrepreneur.
That's right. They buy, exactly. So knowing that and having that could also give you your unique differentiation. So like that, setting you apart from any competitors, which I don't think there's any, definitely not locally.
No, not locally.
Yeah. Is anyone doing this in like bigger cities or anything? Yeah? Okay. Cool.
They call them beacons. They're using them for, like I said, businesses and other things. But I think it'd be cool to put in schools too.
Yeah. And you had mentioned that in the beginning too, right? Yeah, I like it.
That wasn't my very first idea. I went through a few different ideas.
Okay.
First was a mobile steam cleaning business. And then I thought of an idea where I wanted, you remember the Pay It Forward bracelets?
Yes.
They were like little white bracelets with like purple lettering that Pay It Forward. The message behind that was somebody did something good for you and then you pay it forward to somebody else. So I wanted to make like an international message, like something like that.
Right.
But I kind of forgot about that because I didn't know what I was going to make the message yet. Gotcha. So then I moved into a mobile Airbnb. Kind of like a mobile hotel. Mm-hmm. So it's like I said, travel without the struggles, and then I thought of the name Travel Friends. So like it's like you get like a big trailer or whatever, mm-hmm. and you pay the person to drive you around, and they pretty much are like the hotel guests in the back.
Cool.
And they can sleep there and do whatever they want.
That's cool.
Yeah, but
cool.
That was the other idea that I had.
All right. So. I'll hold off on it. Anyways, we'll. What was your idea?
What was the question again?
So I want you to basically share why you chose the idea you chose.
Right now in Canada, there is no website that localizes all the resources, like all the websites and phone numbers for sexual assault victims.
Yeah.
There's only provincial ones. And it takes a long time to find them.
Okay.
So it's not an easy Google search.
Yep.
And after you've been attacked or your friend or someone you know, like you want to know the information quickly.
Mm-hmm.
There's
a need for it. There's a need out there for.
Because there's no Canadian website for it right now.
Okay. Wow. I had no idea. Okay, that's really good. Cameron?
Tier 1 operations stuff. That was my first idea. That's cool. My very first idea was I noticed an influx in card thefts
Mm-hmm.
from hackers. Because they can take the frequency of your key fob and then steal your card with that. So I wanted to develop a way to stop that, and I'm still kind of working on that. But my second idea was banking and ATMs. If you lose your bank card, you can go up to one and scan your finger, and then put your PIN in, and you have access to your banking information. And that one I'm still kind of working on too with my dad, for that stuff. And the one that I'm going to pursue right now is tier 1 operation stuff, and it's just because my dad's in IT operations at Irving, and he tells me about all the problems he has to deal with, things like that. So I just it'd be easier for the company, and you wouldn't have to pay a bunch of people to do the job. It's just kind of all one place.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Savannah? I know you don't quite have an idea drawn out, but has anything really come to mind after having a bit of a discussion? And
I mean, it comes and it goes, but then like I'll doubt myself and I'll be like, oh no, that's not good, and then I'll be like, no, it is. But just like I had a couple of ideas. I had like one was like instead of paying for your bus fare in person and change, you could pay like e-transfer.
Right.
And you could just tap it onto the machine on the bus.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then after that, I had a second idea where it's like, with everything going on lately, I can make like t-shirts or like bracelets. It's like for suicide awareness.
Gotcha.
And so I thought about that one, and I'm researching for that. And other than that, I'm just still working.
Really good. Can I give you a little tip? Just because when you said the whole self-doubt thing, we all doubt ourselves. Every single one of us doubts ourselves. I know I doubted myself many, many times. I still doubt myself. So the best thing that I can like give to you as a tip the next time that you like hear that self-doubt coming in your mind is recognizing it as like right away and telling yourself, flipping it. So flip the story and know that you're in control. You control your mind, not the other way around, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, AJ.
I'm so thankful for the thing that I did come up with. Like, I really want to like make music,
Mhm.
but that's really all I got. Maybe like do it for like sell like music and like sell beats and like make money. Maybe put it towards a charity of some sort.
Are you instrumental? Like, do you play instruments?
Yes.
You
I play
do?
a lot of instruments.
Oh, okay. Okay, so just, I'm going to stop right here. Everybody who's going through this, basically what I want you guys to do is to take the answers that you came up with today. And at some point, whether you guys do them in class or at home, at some point I want you to draw out a list of your skills. Draw out a list of your skills, your strengths, and your own talents. Like you're musically talented. If you play multiple instruments, that comes easily to you. So that's a talent, right? I want you to list these things out, and then I want you guys to get creative, okay? And you know what? Creativity will happen in groups. Like you guys all have strengths that you guys can draw from. So really utilize this group time and create ideas for your business or whatever it is that you're going to pursue.